Hello, everyone, and welcome to Speed Gaming 2, and welcome in to another of the Week 5 Swiss matchups here in the 2022 Zelda 1 Randomizer Tournament. Alongside CD Improv, I'm Ferran Burgundy. We're going to be bringing this action to you here. A pair of 1 and 3 matchups. We've got DiabeetusThe2nd and AdirondackRick.
Yeah, it should be an interesting race. Rick's paired a little bit, on the rougher side, and the Diabetes2nd is just starting to learn the Z1 randomizer, so he's actually doing really well.
Yeah, as you can see by the names entered there, Diabetes, a little bit more familiar with and better known in the Dragon Warrior randomizer community, to which you and I are both at least a little bit more familiar.
Hey, the new co-op is a lot of fun.
It most certainly is, and we're starting off at one of the Armos spots, and that I think is I don't know if that's a community hint or if that's going to be our door repair to start here.
Looks like some pretty interesting custom skins. We've got Rick running around as a Griya, and I want to say that Diabetes is playing as the hero from Dragon Warrior.
Yeah, that looks pretty close to that. I believe that is, our wonderful hero who's looking for all of Erdrick's gear, King Lorik.
Ah, see, I was at least in the, the relative ballpark there.
All right. And we have relations, and we have a 5 rupee small secret, so that is rolled low.
And we got
You got it. We got Wanda.
Always a nice thing to see, especially if you can manage to find a ladder pretty early. But it's not a required item, so that's a kind of a weight off your mind at the same time.
And yes, love the text that's there about the father's, brother's, nephew's, cousin's former roommate. Little Spaceballs reference.
Diabetes and Rick are both going to find a take any here at the exact same time. Picking up a candle, it's the smart play, especially because this means that you can burn all the things and not have to double back to certain screens. Plus, it's a weapon.
Can only be used once per screen, and oh, look at that! We've got level 1.
All right.
To start.
So this is a good level to kind of wander into and see if you can't maybe find anything. You have a staircase item, a floor item, and a heart, and there might just be something free just laying around, waiting for you to pick it up.
Well, in this case, we are key blocked in both directions. There may be a potential bombable wall, but at this point, it's all kind of going one way here.
Yeah, there might be a row below where they're starting with the shuffled start spots. Ow. Poor Rick takes what I believe was a boomerang to the head. But yeah, where they're starting in level 1, but Beatus did just, he went out, did the pirouette to check and see if there was a room straight ahead. It doesn't look like there is.
Oh, and just above there, well, Diabetes getting a lot of damage there from those Link Guriyas, and into level 8.
Well, there might be something free on the floor, you never know, but level 8 is generally huge. The items are both going to be in staircases, so unless you can get really lucky and find a right side stair or a diamond, it's not really going to give you much.
Ideally, our racers are going to be looking for a sword somewhere along the way, preferably the wood sword. Oh, good.
Sorry, I was going to say, in this flag set, we get a book as the Armos item. That is all the maps, but in this flag set, the flag for blocking wood sword could be on. So if our Armos item had been a candle, it means we might have had to look under a burned bush.
AdirondackRick picking up the letter over at Casino Corner. And we have level 7.
Okay, again, one of our larger levels. Probably not going to have much for us, especially without a weapon this early.
I don't think so, Tim. And that is our door repair message. And that's also a death.
Well, always difficult to try to get back down that ladder when they just decide they're going to chuck boomerangs at you.
Yep. Blocking the way like an NPC in Rimmeldar.
Rick manages to get a candle flame. He only had one trying to come up that staircase, so he did a really good job of getting the candle flame on him and making it off of that screen.
So there we go. The book acquired by both runners, so navigating for the most part won't be an issue, as we'll be able to see exactly what the levels are looking like here.
Yeah, especially with the changes to the shapes algorithm that Fred made a little while ago, having that book in some of these levels that share the same like grid is always helpful, because then you can save on time and bombs and sometimes, you know, figure out where stuff is.
Now we're getting a look here in the forest at some of the spots here, and we've got another small secret. So we know it's 5 for the small. We know that the door repair takes away somewhere between 15 and 25, but our runners haven't found enough to be able to see how much it fully takes away. And look at that segmented level 2.
Yeah, you as a spectator, you have to enjoy seeing this. As a runner, you're going, oh, really? You had to put a staircase in here?
17 rooms here in level 2, a little on the high side, I believe.
I'm gonna have to take your word for that one, because it involves math, and I avoid that at all costs. Rick is gonna wander one room up from start and find the Triforce for level 2. Let's see if he goes back in without a sword.
Yeah, looks like he's gonna try to at least Rick 6 it.
I mean,
get up as well.
It makes sense, because level 2, the item is going to be a floor drop, or you could just walk into a room and it's going to be sitting there.
Oh, and there's our first casino.
Rick doing a good job of trying to pin these Tektites into the wall or into the blocks, since they did in fact roll up and a single candle flame is not going to kill them. Though, yeah, of course the last one is not going to, it's not going to cooperate.
Oh, and a lot of these seem to have rolled up here. One of the flag sets that's on is plus or minus 2 hit points for the various enemies here, and a lot of them seem to have rolled up. The Octoroks, the Tektites.
Yeah, we just gotta see exactly how patient and how much time Rick is going to be willing to try to give to clearing this room before he just gives up and goes back to looking for anything else.
Oh, those are some nasty bomb prices. 26.
But a
Normally 20.
65 for the key, however, almost makes up for the expensive bombs.
There's 29 for the mid-secret, so both of those rolling under average here. This might be, unless there's a really large secret, we might see a bit of poverty here.
Looks like Rick is trying to farm the gorillas on this screen for bombs, but he may have finally decided it's time to move on.
Seem to be getting a lot of early small secrets here. And Diabetes gonna hold off on buying the bombs. Could have afforded them.
I mean, you know, if you've only found one medium secret, maybe you're hoping for, I don't know, that somebody will actually drop a bomb. It occasionally happens in this game.
Yeah, more of an observation. Who am I to question it? While I play the game, not necessarily to the level of anybody in this tournament here.
I'm trying to figure out, Diabetes has replaced the shield, and for anybody who's wondering, I'm betting this has to be a custom sprite set that Diabetes is using. We have a couple of runners who do this, but he's replaced the large shield with something, and I'm trying to figure out what it is.
Not really sure either, as... Oh, welcome back to Korea... yeah, to Boomerang Boulevard, I guess is a good way to put it.
He's actually... Okay, chat's telling me he's replaced it with the actual large shield from Dragon Warrior Randomizer.
Oh,
Or the art from the game.
There's a bomb pickup on AdirondackRick's side. Diabetes gonna pick up that letter, gonna show that to somebody later to get some potions potentially. And Vanilla Start has a medium secret.
Alright, chat. Well, we got a good... kind of a quick look at level 7. What do we think that shape is?
Now trying a bit of a pirouette here.
We're getting an answers from chat that it looks like a stomach and a tilted Metroid or a mess. I think a mess sounds about right.
Not wrong on any account. "34 Rooms of Pain," that's what I would equate it to, but...
Sounds fair to me. Rick's up to 92 rupees. He's found 2 medium secrets in quick succession? I can words.
Found 2 of them in a row.
Yeah, that thing. He does go ahead and purchase that bomb pack, and it looks like our white sword item is the red candle tonight.
That's in Vanilla First Quest level 5.
See, with this flag set, it's kind of important to note that since the flag that guarantees something is going to be behind a power bracelet raft or recorder is on, that can either be a level or it can be your white sword item. You've just found the white sword item, which means that it's a level that's hiding behind one of those items.
Diabetes picking up a heart here in the waterfall.
See, I'd almost be tempted to double back and try to pick up that red candle, especially since we don't have a sword just yet.
Yeah, the white sword item, it can be picked up. This is part of the randomizer here. Ooh, Diabetes just getting in there and...
loses all of his money for his troubles. But at least we saw the white sword item. We know where it is.
Almost. 23, it looks like, is going to be the... so that's rolling near max for the door repair.
Oh, Team Middle failing for poor AdirondackRick.
And there's a lot of those Pole's voices, better known as bunnies. But Rick gets around them, and it's a medicine shop.
Yeah, you gotta give him credit for his patience waiting until the bunnies actually gave him a favorable pattern there.
Just avoiding those arrows is Diabetes and into Vanilla level 1, and it's one of the any roads. And that's Vanilla.
Hey, thanks, game. We're kind of running out of options for our sword here. Well, we found mags. That doesn't do us any good right now. I want to say we've got the grave, the level in the grave, and then the Armos, that open cave, and that last open cave all the way at the top of Death Mountain.
Yeah, far left corner out of the way for the magical sword, and Bunny Hop takes out Diabetes. Yes, magical sword needs 10 to 14 hearts. That white sword item, which we know is the red candle, is anywhere from 4 to 6 hearts.
Ooh, Rick finds level 5. I'm not really sure if he's going to stick around and try to dig this or not, or if he's just going to leave. Looks like he really, really wants his sword. At almost 15 minutes in, you have to be a little bit worried that maybe you just missed something pretty simple, and you got to be worried that you're behind.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, that one is one of those critters from Aliens.
Oh, we have ourselves level 6.
Maybe a facehugger. I was thinking more the one that, like, they make fun of in Spaceballs where it pops out of the guy's stomach. Yeah, guys, sadly this is prime time for internet usage, so Rick might have a couple of frame drops, but, you know, we'll just pretend it's retro, and we're watching on, like, a really old beat-up TV. Yes, exactly. Back to the dial-up days, but without that really annoying sound. And holy large secret as Rick finds the sword.
Alright, so we found our wood sword at vanilla level 6, and I do have to ask, did somebody say wood?
Alright, looks like Rick is gonna go directly back to level 6. It's a little surprising. This wouldn't really be something that you want to dig really early, but there's always a chance that there's something amazing in here. Other than that ladder block.
That's right, we did see level 9 along the way there, and going to the old replay to see, oh, that was right on the corner of Candle Row.
Oh,
okay.
Well done, Rick. So this is actually one of the harder clips to try to pull off in the game because the Goma fireballs kind of home in on you. And this does get him past the, it gets him past the ladder block, which is awesome because it actually gives you a chance to explore a little bit of this level 6.
So we were looking briefly there, that was kind of on the smaller end for level 9, I believe 41 rooms.
That could mean that we have both an incredibly large 6 and, not 6, 7 and 8, since 7, 8, and 9, I believe, are all on the same grid now.
7 did have 34 rooms, I was keeping count of that. And yeah, the Tektites have not been friendly. Wood Sword, to answer the question in chat, that was at the vanilla level 6 location for first quest.
So Diabetes is kind of working his way over that way. He is doing the smart thing and clearing any of these caves and burn bushes that he can along the way because it's going to save him time later when he doesn't have to come back to do it.
And a little producer's reference there, springtime for Ganon in Hyrule.
To answer a question from chat, so now that 7, 8, and 9 are all on the same grid, it's, I know it's a larger grid, I just don't know the exact numbers, but there are plenty of smart people either here in chat or in the Discord who can help with that one. Looks like Rick has picked up 2 keys off the floor here in level 6.
And Diabetes wisely picking up the floor heart and up and A-ing and getting out of there, as those blue whiz robes are, they're like Wu-Tang. They ain't nothing to mess with.
Yeah, hopefully this sends him over towards the grave. I think he actually uses Z-Tracker, so he should be tracking all the different the caves that he hasn't checked yet. As far as the wood sword, it's got to be an open cave. He should know that the only ones he's got remaining are going to be up in the grave area.
So now Diabetes going to take a look in the corner, see the magical sword.
See, I was always kind of hoping, when Fred first made a quick update, there was a glitch where Mags was appearing in the lobby of level 9. I was kind of always hoping that would happen in one of my tournament races.
But alas, I guess it didn't.
No, the map can still appear there, which is nice. And while we have a moment, I just want to make sure we thank DW Magus for being our tracker tonight, hitting all the buttons that make us look good.
Yes, most certainly. It's an oft thankless job. At least we get a little bit of exposure by having our voices here on the microphone, but a lot of the behind-the-scenes things are unrecognized because they are just that, behind the scenes. And this is a forgotten spot you don't want to forget, as that is another one of those large secrets. Oh, there's the Triforce in 6, but it is ladder blocked.
See, with Rick having the frame loss when he went up into that room, we weren't really able to see that the Triforce was hiding underneath that Gleeok. So that's actually a really good bit of information to find out. And we got the wood sword pickup for Diabetes at 21-21.
Yeah, a little over 20 minutes in. You could definitely say that Diabetes at this point was pining for that wood sword.
So now I have the urge to watch some Bob Saget.
Sorry, folks, only one per stream. It's in the contract rules.
All right, Diabetes finds underneath the Armos item, we've got the blue ring shot for 250, and then the arrows, I think were like 80 some.
I'm going back and looking. I don't know if there were... Well, we'll find out here in a moment. Arrows were 74.
Ah, see, I was completely wrong, but at least I knew there were arrows there. And I'm gonna say level 1 looks like a bonsai tree.
As we play everybody's favorite game, Name That Ink Blot. So Rick now taking a look, and... Oh, okay, this is up in the Death Mountain area. Certainly not too terrible.
A broken boat or a battle droid and a sailboat. Also, perfectly valid answers. Now, sadly, without keys, there's not going to be much, unless this room drops a key, and this room can drop a key. There's not really going to be much more that Diabetes can do in here.
How funny would it be if it was the any key that dropped as the floor item?
That would have been fantastic. Sadly, well, not sadly, but from a strategy point, the any key is almost one of those items that you want to see maybe more than an Armos item, Red Rig, or the book.
Those gorillas right by start have been just an absolute terror.
Maybe they're just Girl Scouts trying to sell Girl Scout cookies. I mean, it is that time of year, and they can definitely get aggressive.
I was more of a fan of the Thin Mint cookies than the boomerang cookies.
Well, to each their own, as Diabetes finds. Goes back into level 8. We get a good look at the map, and it does look like it is an incredibly large level. I don't know that I've actually tried the windmill cookies, unless those are the, is that the vanilla cream ones?
It's a good question. I'm not 100% sure, as it's been a good couple of years since I've had any Girl Scout cookies.
Alright, Rick's gotta choose. Okay, let's hope he chooses wisely with which key door he opens here. Level 1's kind of a bit notorious for taking every key that you've got and then wanting a few more.
Well, there we go. Red candle pickup for Diabetes. And the way these gorillas have been, probably almost wishes that it was the red ring.
Yeah, they are making life a little bit difficult, especially to go up to the quick way to go north on this map. It almost might be worth it to clear a couple of them out if you get the opportunity.
I do see stairs here, perhaps trying to maybe get a key drop as well. But getting hugged there by the likes.
I mean, he just wanted to wear pancake armor.
And we have the raft in level 1.
Okay, so it's one of the items that could potentially be blocking a level on the overworld, but you know, it is the raft at the same time.
Yeah, there is that. I mean, it at this point, we have seen every level except for 3 and 4, and that accounts for 2 of the 6 items that we have yet to see. We have seen one of the power bracelet spots, as it was vanilla any road. So that was kind of stumbled upon, so that reduced the possibilities of the blockades to 6.
True, and 3 of those might still be... Oh, that's just terrible. Thin Mints and ice cream? What are you doing? But yeah, it does lower the amount of things that could be blocked by the power bracelet to 3, so it's almost leveling out the playing field just a little bit.
At this point, yep, there are 3 other... Nice use of the bombs there. 3 other power bracelet spots, the 2 raft spots, and Recorder Lake. Rick gonna go check the 2 rooms off to the left here. There's the map. Not needed at this point, since both of our runners have the book, which works as an atlas. And
now,
there's a Goa block.
See, that actually can be either an item. We know, thankfully, having found the compass, that it's not the Triforce, but that can be a room that drops an item in level 1.
Diabetes gonna take the death here. Providing a little bit of a blockade.
Yeah, and again, that is another room that could have dropped an item. This room we already know had a floor key, but it is also another item room in level 1.
The Salphos seem to be pretty easy to take out.
And it looks like we just have to take care of some breakfast for our Triforce, so, you know, that's not too bad. Yeah, this room is never a fun one to fight the Dodongos in, especially since they can just kind of, wander wherever in the world they want. And sadly, Diabetes was hoping that that was the push block over to that single room segment, but it doesn't look like we're going to get that lucky.
Meanwhile, Rick has finished off the Triforce in level 1, but is going to go back in and perhaps check out another section of the level to get that other item, the floor item. In the hopes of just avoiding the rest of this here.
Yeah, it's a smart play. It also narrows down, if you do find and get to see all of the rooms, it does narrow down what you might have to come back with. Diabetes picks up a heart off the floor in level 2, but until we see another item here in this level, we're not going to know if maybe this is just the heart off the coast or if this is just the floor drop heart. Oh,
That answers the question in one.
And that is, as a runner, that has to be one of those, like, yay, all right, let's go.
So keys will no longer be a concern for AdirondackRick the rest of the seed. Yep, chat noting spend a key, get a key.
Sorry, I was trying to figure out what question Putz was trying to ask, and it looks like he was just trying to find out about TGE and rolling seeds. Thankfully for our runners, TGE didn't roll this one, but I did. And the seeds generally for these races are rolled they're rolled in race time GG in the race room.
Oh, Diabetes getting BMOS there. Rick with a nice screen scroll. I'm going to take a look along Bomb Coast here. A little ahead on that. There's our Bomb and Meat shop.
I'm trying to remember if there was a level down here in these woods. Yeah, there we go. So Rick's going back into level 2. He's going to be able to get through this a lot faster than Diabetes has been able to, even with just the 3 hearts, because he can just, walk through all the doors. Well, the key doors.
Oh, these Tektites.
Yeah, beefy spiders are just terrible.
And those have rolled up a little bit as well, the red keys.
Diabetes is doing a really good job of using that red candle to get the stackable damage on a lot of these enemies, which is definitely helping him out.
Oh, well, there's our triangle staircase, and there's also, or diamond staircase, I should say. And there is Zelda's room.
Now, generally, from what I remember as far as the room drops, though some of them have been broken lately, Zelda's room, unless you walk in and there's a drop already on the floor, is never going to drop anything.
I think in this case, Diabetes was just looking for the refill of bombs thanks to the Dodongos. Rick with a timely clock to finish off the room.
I'm actually surprised that he didn't take that staircase, but I guess there's no way of knowing. Maybe you're going to get stuck on the other side and have something you can't kill.
Diabetes doubling back here. Perhaps going to try to bomb down in this room. Yep.
Yeah, this... sorry, this leads to the diamond staircase, which will take him to that single room segment.
Now for level 2, there will not be a basement item. It will this can only be a transport staircase in 2.
Though this is a room that can drop an item, so maybe this is what we're searching for.
Oh, but with these Tektites jumping around and only half a heart for diabetes. Okay, gets a little bit of a refill there. And a little bit more of a refill. Alright, that was flirting with danger for a moment, and that looks to be a whole lot of nothing down there.
So, from what I'm trying to remember about level 2, I think that means that our item is potentially under the Goma in, was it a 16-block room?
Well, here in level 2, yeah, it's 17 rooms, but yeah, I mean that...
Well, no, it's the room that it does single block, double block, single block, single block.
Oh yeah, okay.
And yeah, there was a dig dogger as well. Thank you, TG. So it's actually, well, except for Rick already found the floor drop, but it's a similar enemy set to level 1.
Diabetes getting kind of close to potential blue ring money, as Rick gonna head back into level 8. Whoa, definitely a red potion seed. Holy smokes. 50 for the blue and 59 for the red, which you can use twice.
Always helpful. Really, really nice to find that potions letter really early and know that with a decent medium secret and a great large secret that you can afford to buy a couple if you have to.
So we have a question in chat of who's winning. Yeah, the viewers are. That's a pretty fair assessment. It's pretty close at this point. I would say that the slight advantage goes to AdirondackRick at the moment, having the skeleton key or any key.
Yeah, that would make perfect sense. It's going to make going through levels, in this 8, 7, 6, every other dungeon we find a lot easier, except for when you walk into a Lionel Swordbeam.
I think a couple of additional hearts that Diabetes has balances that out. So that's why I would say the very slightest of leads would go to Rick, but it is still extremely early to tell. And wow, those Lionels in the levels are just making mincemeat of Rick.
Yeah, that room is never fun, and especially to have a firing squad, because you walk in and you're just gonna start lagging from the second you step in that door. And it makes sense that Rick wants to clear, try to clear that room, because again, that is a room that does like to drop an item. So whether it would be a compass or Triforce, it would be good information to have.
Oh, hi, Manhandla.
Looks like we've got another Dig Dogger here in level 8. And a much, much less friendly enemy set than levels 1 or 2.
Diabetes now heading along bomb row as Rick runs into a ladder block and doubles back the other way.
Sadly for Diabetes, I don't know if he got knocked by the Zora fireball first, but that bomb was just off where he needed it to be. So, in good news, with 2 keys...
something definitely hit him.
Oh, Rick. Rick gets really lucky in this level 8 and picks up the red ring. You have to be thrilled to see that. Diabetes, though, making the smart play. He had 2 keys. He's got a couple of keys, which should, I think, be enough to get him to his any key, especially with this one being here on the floor. And Diabetes doing a really good job of getting around those floor traps. You have to, time it just right, but you can get around them.
Okay, looking at the review, and chat might have mentioned this already, but it wasn't that the fireball got him, it was that Diabetes had used his last bomb and couldn't go and open the other one. So figuring with a half a heart, or I'll just up A and get on out of there.
Ah, okay. Rick finds the power bracelet here in level 8, so now he has 2 of the items that are potential overworld blocks.
And at this point, an 83% chance of finding it, but we've got a community hint over here by the ocean.
And I mean, I'm on the runner's side, so I am totally rooting for a bow blocked, I can totally words, a bow blocked recorder deep in, let's say, level 6 underneath a Dig Dogger, and you have to find level 4 to get the recorder. Because I mean,
extremely nuanced.
that's how a lot of these seeds are coming up. Either you get all the things thrown at you right away, and you have to sort out which ones are useful, or you have to just kind of like follow the trail of breadcrumbs.
So if it's behind level 4, that would mean that level 3 would have to be the blocked level, since those are the only 2 levels to which we have not seen yet.
I'd be okay with that. Diabetes does manage to get his any key, which is really good news for him, because it should let him into the Triforce room.
Hasn't found the... Oh, well, as I say that, is about to go and get the raft as well.
Though there's a brief stop for breakfast.
To answer the question in chat, I don't... Yeah, we haven't seen what was in vanilla level 4 yet, and I don't believe that Rick went to the other raft spot either, unless I just blinked and missed it.
Alright, Diabetes is going to get down into the staircase, he's going to be able to get his raft, and then he should be able to get his Triforce. To answer a question in chat, it is a little bit surprising that neither of them have bought arrows yet. With the extra boss's flag on, that's usually something you want to try to buy early and just get it out of the way.
I have a feeling that we all, to some degree, had figured that there would be a little bit of reluctance to make purchases, given that the small and medium secrets have been so low. However, It almost seems to the contrary here as we see Rick with... Oh, well, there's our hidden item, or hidden level there. It's level 4.
Well, okay, it's not quite level 3, but it is full of wizrobes.
Oh, Coast Raft Spot was Arrow Shop. Thank you. See, I did blink and miss it. That's what I thought.
Right. Rick doing a really good job of bombing those orange wizrobes in this NSU room, which means he gets to go run straight through this room screaming.
Oh, and a bomb didn't take it out, so we have what has been known as Superman handlers. And Dark Nuts too. Come on, game.
That was actually the bomb in the manhandler room was, I think, was it a bomb drop? Not a bomb drop, I'm sorry, I think it was a floor drop. It was just sitting there. Because I don't actually remember Rick trying to kill it. But then again, we've been having a little bit of FPS issues, so...
There's the push block to open up the shutter. Well, good news, there's the Triforce, and yep, Rick's just going to grab that, and probably Rick 6 to take another look here, as Diabetes now in level 8.
Any key should hopefully help Diabetes find, because I want to say he's got substantially more hearts. He's got that red ring for reusable combat, so he should hopefully have his red ring and power bracelet here soon. Rick finds the staircase in level 4.
It's the recorder, and meanwhile we have 84 rupees for +3 bombs.
That seems fair to me. I mean, it's a lot better than 2. Well, we do actually end up needing to answer kind of a question in chat. We are going to end up needing a ladder because the Triforce in, I think it was level 6, is in the middle of a ladder-blocked room directly under a Gliok.
Looking at my notes, I believe that was level 5.
All right. Either way, it's in the middle it's in the middle of a room we can't get into any other way with the Gliok, and it's just sitting there waiting for us. Diabetes doing his best to get away from this dig dogger.
So Rick's going to give us a look at what is in Recorder Lake, and it's a door repair.
Well, okay. I mean, I don't know that, did he check the other ref spot as he was coming through here?
He did. It was a casino.
Darn. So there's always the chance that we're going to have more than one location underneath a power bracelet spot, but so far I don't think we've seen level 3.
We have not, that is correct. We have not seen level 3, and it would, in this case, it would be, if it were to be another blocked spot, it would have to be the power bracelet spot up near Vanilla First Quest 6.
Rick making really good use of every bomb he's got, the red ring and the heart that was on the floor to try to get through this wizrobe room.
Oh, down to a half a heart. And gets a little bit of heart health back as a reward.
Yeah, thankfully, because who would want to walk?
Gliok.
Yeah, who would want to walk through this type of a door and be like, I have another room with wizrobes at Gliok, or you know, who knows what? Landmos. We haven't seen those yet.
We do have a push block here, and it is the transporter.
All right, always good to find early. Especially since you're in level 5, which, unless there's some really terrible placement of old men, you should only have... Oh, ladder block. You should only have one staircase that links to each other, one transport staircase, and then one item staircase.
Oh. Just to provide some clarification in chat, that was a reference to... Falfon, that's a reference to Dragon Warrior Randomizer, as the flame sword in that game. Yeah, it just a little bit of crossover fun between the two games.
Alright, looks like Diabetes is trying to figure out if there's anything he can do here in level 7. And I can't say that I blame him for leaving. I didn't see if there was a ladder block or some other, thing that we couldn't get past. But level 7's a little bit daunting. You still only have a wood sword and a certain amount of hearts. And your only source of reusable damage is that red candle. And sadly, just noticing that he did not get his red ring or his power bracelet out of level 8.
8 was a little too hot to handle for Diabetes and opted to head on out. And is now making a beeline along the way here, and okay, our last power bracelet spot is a casino as well.
So probably bombing Death Mountain, I'd have to imagine.
That would be my guess as to where level 3 is, because neither of our runners have really done a deep exploration into the far northwest regions of Death Mountain. Oh,
yeah, it's
a pretty convenient any road.
Yeah, that's awesome. This is one of those. It's one of those situations of either you go and you get it done out of the way early and you get lucky and you find something, or you leave it for as long as you possibly can and hope that the level is somewhere that doesn't require a bunch of bombs.
The game giveth, the game taketh away when it comes to the rupees.
Alright, Rick being really close to max money and knowing that I think he might still have a large secret outstanding is leaving behind a couple of these secrets, possibly in case he needs them for later.
Oh, there's another heart, and I'm sure that is going to be more than welcome.
But I'm trying to think, has Rick actually made it over to where the white sword item was, above the waterfall?
I think he might have and took a death and hasn't been back there since.
Okay, because that would also make sense why he's up here bombing, because... if you're Rick and you haven't seen the white sword item yet, there's still a chance that it's something you need, like a ladder.
And leaves that secret as well. Oh, timely bomb drop, though.
Yeah, that was really nice. Diabetes finds another large secret here, just above vanilla level 1.
And having enough space to be able to take it in. And here is level 3. It is up in Death Mountain.
I'm gonna say maybe it looks like a sandal?
I'm gonna say a paddle boat.
Oh, that's a good one. Now, the red ring is going to help out in this level. Since this is the Lionel set, this is going to help out ever so much because it means Rick can take more than a couple of hits from the Lionel beams.
So
We've
that
got-
is the last of our dungeons.
Yeah, we've got a chat saying it looks like a jet ski, a nightmare, a plane, or ET from Atari. And chat also point.
Well played, BTs.
Good one. For anybody that missed it, there was so there's lots of really amazing races going on right now, and there's some pretty good commentary. BTs and Unos did comms for the Zarnax and a Genos match that was on earlier today.
Oh, the 8 Gen. Oh, I'm gonna have to go back and watch that. I was working at the time, unfortunately.
Yeah, I was too, so that's kind of like on my list of things to do later.
Regardless, GG nod to the most of them, or to the lot of them.
Diabetes also going to find this level 3. Now, this is going to be a little bit harder for him. They now have about this. I think it is the same health. But Rick with that red ring, he's going to have a slightly easier time of it.
And we saw already, I think it was the... Oh, hi, Danger Noodles. Bye, Danger Noodles.
Now, if you walk like straight through that room and don't even pause, there's a really good chance you're going to be able to get through it.
We got ourselves a high five here in the room. Oh, with half a heart, this is very much a pick your poison type scenario. Oh, but there's the ladder.
Alright, really good find for AdirondackRick. Not only does it let you get the Triforce out of that level 5, it lets you pick up the wand off the coast, which is a substantial damage upgrade.
Oh, and Diabetes went to the left instead of the right, and... Ooh.
He's doing really well. This room with all the lag is somewhat of a nightmare, but he's doing really well in trying to stay on the right half tile.
I feel like the lag's almost helping because it allows to slow down and kind of see those swords before they approach.
Yeah, every so often you can kind of use it to your advantage.
It's that Matrix type slowdown.
Yeah, but then all of a sudden you kill too many and the game just goes, boom, we're working again.
Yep, and now we're back to regular speed. That was a nice little stun lock there, picking up the Triforce in 3 as Rick.
Really good clear from DiabeetusThe2nd there. That is never an easy room to have to deal with.
Okay, now I think just has to go one up from this room. And should be able to with the Dodongo there. One up. Good. Oh.
Don't worry, it's a small level. He'll eventually find it, I hope.
Yeah, it's not too taxing at 19 rooms.
Sadly, because the floor turrets are jerks and he took a hit while he was in the middle of killing that Dodongo, he's not going to get bombs back.
Nor is he in this case because the BMOS decides to give the last blow.
Yeah, the floor really is a jerk. Rick making a beeline to the coast. He's going to go ahead and pick up his wand, and he's now going to be able to do a lot more damage.
Oh, we're not quite at ludicrous speed yet there.
I'm trying to remember if we saw what was blocking the Triforce in level 8.
I just thought it was a plethora of enemies.
Fair. It could have been.
Oh, for a split second there, AdirondackRick's screen did go to plaid. That was well played. There we go. There's the ladder pickup. Oh, that's fair. Rick got the items before exploring half the level and bailed out in 8.
Yeah, it was such a large level that it makes perfect sense.
And with low resources, even having the red ring.
Alright, Diabetes continuing to work his way through level 3. He's, I believe, getting close to where that Triforce was?
Yeah, it's in that room all the way to the bottom right. So just 2 screens over to the right here. Oh well, that's the room that took him out before. We got a transport staircase for Rick.
Really nice, friendly room of Stalfos here. This is always nice to see. Sadly, we are still looking for a ladder and... Not a ladder, I'm sorry. We're still looking for the bow and for silvers. The bow we know has to be before you get to level 9. Just in case you have something that's Goma locked.
Yeah, the silvers can be in 9, the bow cannot, and... Oh, there's a Triforce in Ganon's room, technically, which is in 7 here.
Which is actually really good news for Rick. You know that it's not going to be any of these dark nuts or other horrible things that you would have to clear. So now you can just focus on staircases and try to find that item. I missed it. What, did Beatus up A, or did he get sent back to start?
He took a death.
Oh, poor guy.
The Lionel sword beams were not nice.
Yeah, they are definitely jerks.
So now heading back on through, but 2 hearts at the moment.
See, this is one of those cases where I would actually clear this room in hopes that they drop a fairy or a heart or something to help us out.
Alright, so levels 8 and 7 have the 2 respective bomb upgrades.
Alright, good job, Diabetes. He's going to pick up his Triforce here in level 3, and we should be back to overworld exploration, I think. Or maybe just heading back to another level. I'm not sure if he's seen everything yet.
Well, Diabetes has not picked up the power bracelet in level 8, so therefore he wouldn't have seen level 4 as of yet.
Okay, so it would make perfect sense that he's going to try to clear out these last couple of remaining caves up on Death Mountain. A good question from Xenorath in chat. When would you head back to 8? I would probably, now that Rick has the wand and all the hearts and the red ring, I would definitely think about heading back to level 8 just to get it done and out of the way.
There's the Triforce for 7. And Diabetes lets that fairy go. If only there was some sort of an item that could pick up those unwalkable items like that you could perhaps, throw and have it come back to you.
That maybe looks like a piece of fruit.
I'd be asking too much.
Well, I mean, if I had to choose right now, I would want the bow and the bow and arrow to shoot that poor little fairy with.
Yeah, that would certainly work as well. Which way did he go, George? Which way did he go? Over toward Vanilla 1 is one of them, and now Rick sees the white sword item and nopes out of it.
Now, thankfully, he has the recorder, which is going to let him whistle to just about any level and get out of here with all of his health and not have to up A.
In this case, whistling to 1.
And
right
yeah,
back into the any road.
And had Rick not found the wand already, there's a really good chance he picks up the red candle there, because again, it's reusable offense in those bubble rooms.
Rick trying to take care of those pesky, annoying links.
Was it level 6 that was over? Or level 5? No, it was level 6 that was over in the grave, I believe.
Yeah, level 6 was the graveyard.
So it looks like Rick is going to go back. He's going to take care of level 6. See if he can't pull an item out of here, get the Triforce, and then just never ever have to come back. And there's our Triforce. One room in, behind a ladder block. Now, Rick had been in here before. He took the staircase, which is that only other room you can get to before the ladder block. He took the staircase up further into the level. We're going to find a compass here, which is really nice. So he's not picking it up.
Always after you see the Triforce, it feels like...
True. Though, I mean, I still... It's one of those, like, autopilot type things. I would have probably still picked it up as I walked through the room. Diabetes does go ahead and pick up wooden arrows, so if he finds the bow and we have a Goma blocking things, then we are good to go.
Oh, nice quad bombing there of the Vires to clear that room on Rick's side.
Yeah, so far this enemy set in level 6 is not horrible. Though I'd be a little mad if I got shuttered in with this guy.
Diabetes going to pick up the Triforce here in 6. Being low on energy, not a terrible idea.
Yep, he can refill his health, and then he can just go right back in and try to find whatever the item is in here. Or go somewhere else. I guess this is one of those, would you prefer to... He hasn't seen 4 yet. At least I don't think. He has. So he doesn't have a recorder, but maybe he's just hoping that there's nothing he needs in level 6 and he can just go find 4 or 5.
We know, but Diabetes is not, that 4 is power bracelet blocked.
And yeah, see, this does kind of make sense now. He's going back into level 5. The enemy set in here was not great because it's whiz ropes, but we do have the ladder, so now we can just, you know, run out of that room.
Whiz robes, Beamos, just all chipping away there.
Alright, Rick getting to clear out a couple of these rooms that he couldn't get to when he was here previously.
Oh, this is a lot of blue whiz robes here.
Yeah, this enemy set is not very friendly. It's a bit of a problem if you don't have any sort of either increased offense or defense.
And another death here for Diabetes. And, well, there's our mugger. Gonna look for a way around it, and thankfully there is one. So, forget your ransom there, old man.
Now we're running out of potential push block rooms. It looks from Rick's map that he may have actually been in the room, and maybe it was just guarded by something that we can't kill just yet. Or couldn't kill, rather, the last time he was in here.
5, a bit much here for Diabetes.
And there we go. So this would definitely have been something that Rick couldn't have killed the first time that he was in here.
And it's the bow.
Yeah, we were kind of running out of places for it to actually be, sadly. So at this point, you kind of just have to hope that Diabetes either hits a plaid again. Game, please don't break. That the game, that either Diabetes runs out of places where he can go, and
It's gonna save and probably reset the hardware.
Yeah, from what I was reading from what I was reading in the Discord, this is actually something that kind of happens a couple of different times. A save and reload should actually fix it. And there we go. See, this looks a lot better. Alright, good news for Diabetes. He's gone back to level 8. Hopefully with this much health, he will be able to dig out either the red ring or the power bracelet. And yeah, as they just said in chat, when Rick up 8 there, we were able to see that he's already bought the wood arrows. We just probably missed it during one of the FPS drops.
Both runners having a little bit of trouble with bosses here and low energy.
Okay, to answer your question in chat, even though this is a shutter door room, we are in level 2, so we're not really looking for a staircase. That room in level 2 can have a floor drop.
Yeah, if you see a staircase in 2, it's guaranteed to be a transport. Under these flag sets, I should say.
Oh, well, it's not the blue item we were hoping for. And the yells for Fred begin.
Now Rick goes back into 8, and it's time for a Triforce hunt on Rick's side.
Yeah, it makes sense. He's in the area. It's one of the Triforces you have to. Oh dear, it's one of the Triforces you have to clean up if the video game would behave.
Well, in one of the more dubious of fashions, this does give Diabetes a little bit of a chance to catch up.
Yeah, and Rick should be all right. He his last save, I believe, was just after he picked up the Triforce in level 6.
Correct.
So since he's already got the Triforce from level 2, there's not really a reason he needs to go back in there.
Yeah, all that was lost was the exploration of the blue boomerang, which we now know. As there's the Triforce pickup in 8 for Diabetes.
I'll be curious.
To look for the item. Yes.
See, this is actually really good for Diabetes. He doesn't know it yet, or he might have an inkling, but the power bracelet that he needs to find level 4 is in here, and the red ring, which would help him substantially with the Lionels that are waiting for him in a couple of other levels, is also in this level. Alright, so not having the compass yet is going to hurt Rick just a little bit here. He's kind of working his way out to the trolliest of troll rooms here in this level 8, which I can't say that I blame him.
Well, there is the power bracelet for Diabetes.
Always a good thing to have, especially if you can't find a level. Oh, now that was really... Oh, that was great placement for level 8. I didn't realize when Rick picked those up, they were only one room away from each other.
So that's everything for Diabetes in level 8. So the longer that Rick spends in here looking for the Triforce, the more of an opportunity this gives Diabetes to pick up on those various things that haven't yet been acquired.
Now, sadly, since Diabetes didn't finish digging 8 after he got the Triforce, he doesn't know that his required bow is in there, so he may have to actually fully dig 4, 5, and 7 in order to get that information.
Oh, didn't fully dive 6 to... Okay.
Yeah, he grabbed that Triforce and then he was out of there, which, again, makes perfect sense. Anybody who had that opportunity probably would have done the exact same thing. Unless you remember that the game is kind of a jerk and likes making you dig levels that it gives you the Triforce for really early.
Yeah, but a point being made in chat, because we don't know where the silver arrows are yet, it's a search that's going to be occurring anyway.
Yes and no, but yes, but
To
it does
some degree,
it to some degree, yes, but it's gonna mean that that's probably the very last level he goes back to if he prioritizes the level he still needs Triforces out of.
Trying to tank the reverse block clip. Down to a heart and a half. Down to half a heart. And... oh, there it is.
Alright, but we have to expect, having seen that staircase, Diabetes is gonna kind of beeline right back there. And now it's Rick's turn to go play with those Wizrobes in level 5.
Now, one thing that could be rather advantageous here in either 7 or 5, since we haven't seen those, the White Sword.
Yeah, that would definitely help speed up combat a lot. Though both our runners, they haven't gone back to the bottom left corner where Mags is, but that would definitely be a really helpful thing, is some form of a sword upgrade.
Well, it's so far out of the way, being in the southwestern corner. Okay, Diabetes does get the clip, and of course it's a transport staircase.
Yeah, but this is really good information. It takes you to a section of the level you haven't been in before, and you know that there is somewhere in here an actual staircase with an item in it.
Oh. No bombs, have to up A.
Alright, Rick takes out this Gleeok. So a little known fact, and I didn't know this until just a little bit ago, apparently Gleeoks cannot be push block rooms. Like, they can be in a room that could be a push block, but they're not actually going to be a push block. Something about the fireball and how it reacts with things, and it might eat the input that the push block would need.
Rick, good combat there on those 3 blue Wizrobes. Diabetes gonna look over at the Raft Coast corner spot, see the arrow shop.
Yeah, Wand would be a really good thing for him. The 6 blue Wizrobe room, Thalphalon, I believe the first time Rick was in level 5, he did clear that room. I want to say it took every single bomb he had. And the heart that was on the floor.
There's our bait block, and there's our Triforce in 5.
Yeah, you're an hour and 22 in. You have to be wondering, you know, when is the dot done coming?
Oh, timely clock. And there is 4 for Diabetes. Gonna quickly go see the fairy fountain and get those hearts refilled.
Rick continuing to search here. He's only got a handful of rooms left, so continuing to look for the item to make sure that it's not your silvers, or see if maybe it's Betty. It makes perfect sense. So it does mean killing an entire room of blue Wizrobes, but thankfully we have the wand, which is going to help.
Level 5 only having 23 rooms. Like, the rooms, that's probably been the one bright side to this seed. The rooms pretty much overall have rolled on the smaller side.
Yeah, it's not really been terrible. I think was it 8 was about the largest thing we've seen.
Correct. 8 had 39 rooms, and well, we did see level 9 that was 41. But I believe based on the way it rolls, 9 is supposed to be larger than 8.
And we have the item here in level 5 for Rick, and
All
it's
bail.
the banana. Again, it's situational. At the beginning of the game, if you haven't found a reusable combat, or you haven't found a way to pick up items that are a little far away from you, you might actually consider that a really nice thing to find.
Oh, so that means that our silvers are either in 7 or 9.
Now, I'm going to be curious to see if Rick does go back and check 7 first. He cleared a lot of that level. He now has bow, and he now has recorders, so if he was blocked by something like a dig dogger, then, you know, it would make perfect sense to go back in and just double check real quick.
Given the locations, Rick is a lot closer to 9 than he is to 7. So I could very easily see at least a dig through of 9 here, and kind of playing the percentages since the silver has a 2/3 chance, and that's exactly what he's doing, going into 9. But yeah, level 7's all the way in the northeast corner of the overworld map.
Yes, but he has a recorder.
Still. For the long shot, I don't know if I'd necessarily, in his position, do that. If they're not in 9, then yeah, then we're gonna be, you know, get your popcorn ready, because we're gonna be here a while. But
Wow, thanks, game. And very, very close to the start, too.
So now with that, I guess we can get into the what are we looking for in here and listening for? The roar in the door.
Yes, we are looking for a shutter door that does not open when you clear the room, and you're listening for the roar of Ganon, because if you are in one of the rooms that is adjacent to him, you'll be able to hear him through the wall. So, a good thing to note that I've actually seen happen in a couple of races recently, there are second quest push block rooms that can sometimes be blocking shutter doors, and we've seen some people get really lucky and they don't have to worry about pushing it, or some people just, they assume that that's Zelda and then they double back, and it unfortunately turns out that it was a push block.
I had it muted the whole time. Okay, well there we go. Now I can listen for the roar. Oh yeah, I guess with the Gorilla sprite, it would be the roar of the roar in this case of Zelda, since that I believe would be the opponent you're looking to rescue Ganon in the who would be the kidnapped.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see exactly who DiabeetusThe2nd would be rescuing. Is it going to be Gwaelin?
That would be hilarious. Alright, so those shutter doors open. And 11 hearts is enough.
There we go. This is going to help Diabetes out a lot, especially without picking up that wand.
Two rooms here to the southwest. That is a push block room.
I'm trying to remember if Rick has picked up a potion yet or not, or if he's just going in with the red ring and wood sword.
I know that Diabetes did. It's possible he might. Oh, he has two potions from a take any.
Thank you very much, chat.
He's not like me and just doesn't just go immediately for the heart any time and every time.
Well, I mean, there's always that chance at max, so it's you know, 6 of one, half dozen of the other.
I think the only runner in the community who would go for those hearts more frequently would be Chest Jerk,
Of course, you gotta have heart.
who I believe is racing later tonight here among the Speed Gaming networks. Shameless plug.
Yeah, we do have a ton of really good races going on today.
Oh, and I guess it has been confirmed. Yes, it's going to be on a Speed Gaming channel yet to be determined based on the time endings of the other games, but in a little under an hour and a half from now, it'll be Chest Jerk against EXO, and that will be at 10 p.m. Eastern. And I will be with Malchior on the call for that, so that'll be part of the Burgundy doubleheader for those looking forward to that.
Alright, Diabetes is getting closer and closer to his Triforce. You have to imagine, though, still having not found the one, that he's gonna keep looking for the item. Hopefully he can just clear this room really quickly, find out that it's a boomerang, get the Triforce, and get out of here. Still listening for a roar. With the shape of this 9 and the fact that Rick hasn't really just been taking a ton of transport staircases, we're getting pretty good coverage, so it's narrowing down where he could be. Or, well, she could be.
Where the kidnapped could be.
Fun fact, if you're using Unos' sprite set where you're playing as Marin, you rescue what kind of looks like a giant Pokeball.
Or the adult napped, yes. If this ends quickly enough, I might take an adult nap before that 10 p.m. commentary.
And there we have a roar on Rick's side.
And at 91 and a half minutes in, we're not quite at... Oh, well, that could be the... That could be Zelda's room, or the kidnapped's room, or adult napped's room.
The thing that we are rescuing. The mulligan, or, what are they? MacGuffin. That is awesome.
There we go.
Ah, thank you, game.
There we go. At 92 minutes in, here's Zelda.
Diabetes does head back to level 6. Hopefully he's going to be able to pick up his bow and get out of here as soon as he can. Because he's already got the Triforce, so it shouldn't be too terrible of a dig.
Oh. Chat noting that it's bow blocked.
And sadly, at the exact same time, AdirondackRick takes a death to the princess, and in a weird Zelda 1 glitch, his potion activates after he died.
Like the Johnny Mathis and Denise Williams hit from the late 70s, too much, too little, too late.
He's not too far from start though, so he should be able to get back here pretty quick. All right, Rick's headed towards the staircases that he needs to be able to get back to Ganon, and having had that compass, he's kind of already seen that there is a way to go from the room to north to Ganon. So we might be able to wrap this up before 2 hours. So I have to say, this is quite the chutes and ladders trip to get to Zelda.
And 2.5 minutes later, once again, here's Zelda. Had a little bit of the stun lock there. We're up to 4 hits, anywhere from what, 13 to 15?
I'm gonna go with yes. I generally just keep stabbing until they turn funny colored.
Fair enough. And now the stun lock's in here. There it is.
All right, good job, Rick. And now we are just looking for that path up to our kidnapped.
Rescuing Ganon and creating havoc throughout the land. Chat saying it was 15. It was happening so quick it was hard for me to keep count. Well... Oh, okay. Take your pick. Does the door open that way? Nope. Just somebody who's working here. And there is the door. There's an annoying Patra in the way. But no matter. Get out your GGs for AdirondackRick, who is going to take first place with an official race time of 96 minutes flat.
Meanwhile, DiabeetusThe2nd is getting closer and closer to the room that I believe had the bow in it, though chat's telling us it was recorder blocked.
Oh, that's what that... Yeah, I was trying to read too many things at once, and I kind of shrunk them all together. So it was a dig dogger that was blocking the bow?
I believe so, but we can ask Rick hopefully when he gets here in just a second.
And for those wondering, I don't know if we heard it on stream, but that's right, because we had mostly Diabetus's audio, I believe, but the theme for the recorder was the Flintstones.
A classic, but always fun. And welcome and GG to AdirondackRick.
Okay, that was a seed.
I mean, you asked me to roll something.
You did.
Well, you didn't specify it had to be a nice something.
I mean, it wasn't too terrible, but there were definitely a lot of blocks in there, and 136 definitely was a long, long seed. Gotta love the Dark Nuts and the Wizrobes all together in perfect harmony in a lot of these dungeons.
Yeah, that it made me cheer a little bit when you guys, when you were able to get into 8 pretty quickly and find that red ring.
Yeah, I figured one of two things were going to happen. Either Diabetus was going to get that red ring about the same time as I was, or it was going to be a delayed pickup because of how deep both items in that 8 were. I hate the fact that I died in the Triforce room twice.
Yeah, that was a thing, and I have to say I was rather tickled later when Diabetes did get back in to pick up his red ring and his power bracelet to find out that both of those rooms were just separated. The item rooms were separated by a bomb wall.
That would have been nice if I had that opportunity to bomb those things. By the way, I see that Diabetus is in that 6. That's weird looking 6. Like, you're thinking, okay, here's a staircase, it's blocked by a Goma. Very little chance that the bow is going to be here, but it just turned out this entire level was connected.
I was saying it looked like the thing that jumps out of people's stomachs in the Alien movie.
If you say so.
We were trying to remember, though. Do you happen to remember what was blocking the staircase in level 6? Was it a dig dogger?
It was a dig dogger in a single block room.
So sadly, yeah, Diabetes now has to go back and try to find one of these other levels that he hasn't gotten the item out of. It looks like he's headed over towards 2, because he doesn't have his recorder yet.
Well, I think he's heading over to the fairy fountain, and then we'll see where it goes from there.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing is that the bow and 6 blocked your ability to get the item out of level 2. Not that you wanted it, but I wasn't going to let so many items go by without level 9, and I painfully had to sit there and go, am I going to continue in this 7 amongst everything that 7 tried to do to me?
I was actually really curious about that. I was almost betting that you were going to go back to level 7 before heading to level 9.
No, that's what wound up costing me in the race against Redbird Grad in week number 1, so... I just saw it on the screen now with the sword slashes at that.
Yeah, there were some spiteful stabs there.
I do hope everyone noticed what happened to me in level 9.
The unfortunate death to so-and-so?
The frame perfect
The
Ganon
potion?
hug at the same time as I was using my potion.
Yeah, it activated the rare glitch where the potion actually kicks in after you respawn, which is
I was hoping to get that done. I was hoping to get that potion used before I would take another Ganon hug, because I knew it was going to be close, and then I'm like, and then I see that it goes to blue, and I'm like, oh, are you really joking me at this point, game?
I see here Leslie clipped that in, and that has the link in chat there.
And Big Dog mentioning that the game crashes kind of had all of us a little bit on edge.
Yes, I'm glad that it didn't crash enough that I was still able to save it, so that way I could at least get it to better connect with my NES.
It was kind of cool though. It was like the game went all plaid for a little bit there.
Which linked up with the mentioning of ludicrous speed as one of the community hints. So that worked out very timely for some commentary humor.
I'm sure glad that the 200 people watching this was enjoying it, because at that point in time I was freaking my mind out because I had not done a save in a while.
Yeah, that definitely could have gone the other way, but thankfully it didn't, and you are now 2 and 3 in this week 5 of our Swiss rounds.
Thank you very much. It does feel good to get onto a winning streak after losing the first 3 of this thing, and I'm just really hoping to get myself to 3 and 3 for the end of this, so that way I can get myself into a good momentum boost heading into the next stage of this tournament.
You mean the multi-person race brackets?
The multi-stress race.
Yeah, those should be definitely interesting, though I really didn't understand the chart that we were showing last week.
The answer is math, and we all know how Trenton feels about math.
I wholeheartedly agree with Trenton. Forget math, eat cookies.
I like that division.
Hold on, I'm looking here at kind of how the brackets work. So, if the Bears beat Detroit and Denver beats Atlanta in the American Southwestern Division East Northern, then Milwaukee goes on to the Denslow Cup. Unless Baltimore can upset Buffalo and Charlotte ties Toronto, then Oakland would play LA and Pittsburgh in a blind choice round robin. And if no clear winner emerges from all this, a 2-man sack race will be held on consecutive Sundays until a champion can be crowned.
Good night.
Bye, Rick! Anyway, yeah, sorry.
It makes a lot more sense if you saw the movie Basketball, but anyway.
All right, so DiabeetusThe2nd, he's got his recorder. He got his Triforce out of level 4. He's only got 5 and 7 remaining. Is this the screen I think 5 was on?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, there we go. And yeah, shout outs to Rick for the first time you were in this level 5. You didn't have quite a few hearts. You picked up the one off the floor, but you still managed to clear that room with wood sword, a handful of bombs, and the heart that was on the floor. So that was pretty impressive.
Now, if you ask me to do that without that red ring, I'm gonna say, are you crazy?
Oh yeah, I totally would have agreed with you. Me, I'd have been like, no, I'm leaving this behind until like way later in the game. All right, but hopefully Diabetes is going to be able to pick up his Triforce here in level 5. I don't think this was blocked by anything. I want to say it was just sitting on the floor.
I love how low the hearts were for me for a while until we finally got this seed going. When I finally got down to Death Mountain and found where all the take annies were.
Yeah, I was a little concerned for a while there. It's like, okay, Rick's only got 3 hearts. This could be problematic. But you, of course, did have the red ring, which helps out a lot. Alright, we got the Triforce out of this level 5 for Diabetes. Looks like is he going to attempt a screen scroll to get back to level 6?
And yes.
So, Rick, did you have any inclination to go down and check and see if you could pick up mags, or were you at that point just like, all right, let's get this thing done?
Did I even have 10 hearts at any point in this seed?
You did just before you went into level 9, I think.
Yeah, at that point in time, my mind was let's book it to level 9. There was no reason for me to go and try it at that stage. Because first of all, it's only a 20% chance that I was even going to be able to wield it. And secondly, I've got to get to 9. This seed has run on long enough.
You just wanted to end it, basically.
Pretty much. I do see that Diabetes does have the magical sword. Was it obtainable at 10?
He had 11 hearts when he picked it up, so there was a chance it was available at 10.
Plus, the location, as chat was noting, wasn't exactly desirable, all the way in the southwest corner of the overworld map.
Alright, here we go. Diabetes is going to be able to take out this dig dogger, get his bow, and then go to level 7. So, to borrow from one of the lovely people who does announcing for the Z1R tournaments, is there anybody you are looking forward to seeing in the next race?
Well, give me just a second while I pull that information up. Like, there's definitely a lot of runners who are still sitting in this 2-win bracket that could get to be rather interesting, and I know some of them still have to race this week. So the results are not necessarily clear at this point who I could possibly face. It's a difficult one to answer at this point in time, just more because there's a lot of names here that are like, oh, this could be a real good matchup. This could be a real good matchup. Like, for instance, the loser of the 8-gen Zarnax race from earlier today. There's still the possibility that I could bump into Krim. Lack Attack has got 2 wins at this point in time, and that would be a real interesting match if he was to lose his coming up on Saturday.
It's actually a really good point about the way this tournament has gone, with it just being first starting as a randomly seeded Swiss, and then moving into you're facing the people in, the same group as you. There's been a lot of people who it's been really surprising that which groups they've ended up in.
Absolutely. I would have loved to have gotten my revenge against Del Sol for the 2020 Random Percent tournament, but that bird just has to keep on winning.
I mean, there's still brackets to come.
I know.
It's actually another really good, nice thing about this tournament is we're not eliminating anybody. The Swiss is just for placement, and then we go into brackets, and that's when the eliminations actually start. So we all have, I think it's at least 3 more races to come yet.
I'm thinking 2, because there's the Swiss Week 6, and then the first round of the brackets is when you can start getting into elimination scenarios.
Ah, okay. I will take your word for that. Again, it involves math and a lot of numbers that I really didn't understand.
The answer is 42.
Zarnex and Brian Williams 42 would definitely think that's a great answer.
One other thing I will say about this seed is I did love the immediate silver arrows in the first staircase I find in level 9.
Yeah, that was incredibly kind.
Almost feels like a race that I got to discuss with you yesterday.
True. Yeah, that was a good race. For anybody who hasn't watched it, go back and watch last night's Alsoa versus Paratrooper 1. It was such a close race for a while there. And I believe there was even talk about food at some point.
Well, that's usually what things dive into on twitch.tv, so that wouldn't surprise me.
I mean, food is a universal language. So, Diabetes, working his way here through level 7, he just has to pick up the Triforce. I don't know that he's seen, anybody ever actually saw the item that was here in level 7, but the tracker is telling us it was probably the Coast Heart.
Well, I guess it would be 50-50 of either, I guess we don't know for certain unless it's stumbled upon here, that it would either be the Coast Heart or it would be the White Sword.
Yeah, because I don't think, Rick, you didn't see the second item in 9, I don't believe.
No, I did not.
Yeah,
I did.
And it was just, okay, where's the roar? Okay, where's the kidnapped? All right, game.
That was my main focus until the walls just started to become way too solid for my liking.
Yeah, the what was that? 4 different transport staircases to get to Ganon?
At least 2 of them.
Which is, kind of how 9s have been lately.
Almost feels like the vanilla level 9 in that regards.
I got a good laugh out of Zelda being behind that Patra. Because I don't remember 100% if that's how it was in the vanilla game, but I know there's a Patra involved in the speedrun somewhere.
Oh, Diabetes had the clip and then Superman Handler decided to do its thing.
Yeah, you come out of like the 3rd of the magical staircases into Patra, into Ganon, and with Zelda right behind him.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of funny. It was also really nice that you guys didn't really have to do a lot of Patra. I don't think that there was a required Patra fight anywhere.
Did I even see a Patra besides
Not until
9?
level 9, I don't think. Yeah, I think we saw mainly we saw Gleox, we saw Dig Doggers, and we saw Goma.
Oh my.
Kind of wondering if this is going to end up being our item here. Nope, sadly that block doesn't push.
I missed those diamond staircases. Did they connect to one another? Is that why Diabetes kind of skipped past them?
Yeah, because the one takes you up towards the northeastern part of that 7.
That one's not it either.
Well, while we are waiting to see if Diabetes can find this item here in level 7 that we haven't seen yet, there are a bunch of really good races that are happening here on the Speed Gaming channels tonight. Happening right now, we have TGE versus Antlers over on Speed Gaming Prime. At 10 p.m. Eastern, we have Bogey Smalls versus Toasty Muffins, both 2 and 2, again on Speed Gaming Prime. We have another race between Chess Jerk and EXO, also at what looks to be 10 o'clock on a yet-to-be-determined channel, and it's being calmed by Ferran Burgundy and Malkier.
I hear that'll be good just for that. I'm sure there'll be a lot of references to Gotta Have Heart.
And puns, because we need puns. And then rounding out the night just before midnight, we have Redbird Grad versus TA909 on Speed Gaming 2.
I can tell you right now that Chess Jerk versus Zoas is going to be on Speed Gaming 4.
Ah.
Thanks, Rick.
Because this is somebody who has a lot of power to, who knows these decisions.
I mean, he does have all the buttons.
Indeed.
That's why they pay me the big bucks.
So there we go. So hopefully in about an hour I'll see you over on Speed Gaming 4. And of course it's reversed, so the white sword is in 7 and the Coast Heart is in 9, along with the silver arrows.
Yeah, there was no way I was getting myself to that south part. It was like at some point in time I had to cut my losses inside of that level 7 and just leave.
Were you actually relieved to find the bow in level 6? Because you did end up staying in there when you could have just grabbed the Triforce and left.
I've seen enough of this to know that if I leave level 6 behind, I'm going to probably be hating my life decisions and wind up having to return back there at some point in time. So I've seen how this has gone in the past, and it's not a fun walk back when you have to go back for a required item.
Yeah, I can agree with that one.
And that was the whole reason why I routed this the way that I did in the second go around in level 6, because I wanted to see how far could that first stretch where the ladder go, because that answers my question whether or not the bow could be in 6.
Okay, that makes sense, because if he couldn't have gotten through with the ladder, if there was like another block behind it, then it probably couldn't have been bow because the Goma was above that other staircase?
Yep, Goma's blocking that staircase, so therefore you'd have to be block clipping past that, and
the game can't require you to do that.
Yep.
Makes sense. Alright, so Diabetes has got his last Triforce. Here we go. He knows the silvers are in 9. We are on our way. With a brief pit stop back in level 2 because he still doesn't know what the item is in here, which this makes perfect sense. It's level 2, you know pretty much where the room is because Diabetes spent a lot of time in here earlier, so he should be in and out real fast.
Oh yeah, by the way, that Tektite sucks.
Oh.
Yeah, I was wondering how many times you would beat your head into that wall earlier.
I kept saying 3 strikes and I'm out, but unfortunately then I went to 4. I'm like, no, Rick, get out of here. You're going to be wasting too much time on an enemy that is just being rude to you.
I mean, you got the first 2. That last one was just being horrible.
Obnoxious, even.
Alright, here we go. Diabetes is gonna find the blue boomerang. Chat's gonna yell for Fred. And we're off to level 9.
Yeah, I thought in my mind when I saw this, Fred was coming through my mind right there. Yeah.
Yeah, chat was doing their duty and calling for him.
Yeah, they had that, and then they had the power bracelet any road near the vanilla start that also did it. That was the other moment of, as we were kind of discovering, oh, well, all right, where's our hidden level going to be?
Yeah, it kind of brought the odds back a little bit more in favor for it being on a raft spot.
I'm gonna say I did love that any key in level 1.
That was really friendly, though I think it took you both 2 different times into level 1 to be able to get to it, just because it was key blocked.
Yeah, it was not easy to get to. It was one of those cases where I wanted to find out what was this floor item in level 1. There's a couple of enemies that I cannot defeat at this stage. I hope that's not the answer, but I also hope it doesn't require me to have to damage myself through those spikes.
Yeah, those are never really nice rooms to find before you have a ladder or a red ring. And Diabetes finds his silver, so there's one thing we needed.
That has to be a bit of a relief, for sure.
Yeah, especially since they're so close to the front of the dungeon. There's nothing worse than having to backtrack after you found Ganon, or found Ganon and Zelda, just to be able to get those silvers.
The other thing I will say is I love the first staircase that I find in this level 9 that takes me to transport. Takes me to that bottom right corner. That one off.
Yeah, but wasn't that where the second... Oh no, that was the left corner that had the one that went over towards Ganon.
Yes.
That is perfectly trolly. I'm kind of curious if this wall might bomb. I don't remember if you tried it or not. Because that would have cut down the trip over to find Ganon. Oh. Okay.
Once I found the silvers, I went west as opposed to north.
Well, if Diabetes had the compass, he would know that he is standing in the room directly next to Zelda.
I wonder if that heart container was in that spiral staircase just south of Zelda.
That would be interesting. Hopefully, this actually is a really, really good play from Diabetes' side. Goes ahead, he's going to take out this Patra, hopefully, and find out that when he goes into the next... He can't go into the next room, that's where Zelda is. All right.
There's the realization. Oh, and a little stab at the door, just out of understandable spite.
And then the wonderful staircase that takes you one room directly to the south. But what Diabetes doesn't know is he's actually really close to Ganon.
Which way to bomb? Nope. Is he able to bomb south?
Alright, gets the information that Ganon is in one of the adjacent rooms. He's already been in the room next to the one that's above him, so he should know that Ganon is below him at this point. By the way, that compass location was amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I didn't know where Zelda was at that point. For Diabetes, this is not going to do that much information because he already knows where she is, but this will be a faster 9 for Diabetes compared to me.
Oh my gosh, this is amazing!
Here's the Dragon Lord.
So that means we have the Eldritch Sword, right?
I would have to assume so. This sprite set has been awesome.
So I would imagine then that the kidnapped is going to be some semblance of Princess Gwaelin.
Alright, sorry, here we go. We just have to clear these shelves. We can go up into the staircase and then rescue what I really do hope is Princess Gwaelin.
There's the opening of the door. And there is the rescuing of Princess Gwaelin, but thou must. And... Oh, I was hoping for a thanks link, let's go, but thou must, or something like that. But that notwithstanding, GG's for Diabetus2nd, who is... who certainly endured this here, much better than I. I probably would have forfeited, like, right after the done came in. And the official race time, 2 hours, 4 minutes, and 56 seconds.
Just to kind of point out to chat, the sprite set isn't actually one of the ones that is included in the randomizer. This looks to be something that either Diabetes made himself or that somebody made for him. And GG's and welcome to Diabetes2nd.
Hey, CD, thanks for the GG. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
That
GG's.
that is an amazing sprite set.
Thank you.
I concur. If I had that, I'd probably play Z1R a little bit more.
Appreciate it, Ron. Why not? Yeah, that's something I put together myself. I think I heard like the second half of CD's earlier comment. Yeah, that's something I did like last week just for fun.
Well done. It was adorable. And from what I understand, doing sprite sets for the NES for Z1R is actually a little bit more difficult than some of the other games since you have so few pixels to work with.
I would agree. I think as somebody who does some sprite sets and stuff for for Dragon Warrior, there's fewer poses and things to account for, so that part is a little bit easier. But I mean, yeah, you're pretty limited, and then of course there's the palette limitations. But yeah, it came out about as well as I hoped it would.
So, any thoughts about this lovely and wonderful seed?
Yeah. So, obviously, it took me quite a while to get the sword. That was probably the biggest obstacle. Overworld wasn't the most friendly, especially for a sword on the west half of the map, and we were starting on the east half. Not a lot of progress could be made in dungeons until you have at least the sword, and I mean, I double, triple, quadruple, quintuple dipped into some of these just because of just routing issues and whatnot. Oh, you need the recorder? Great, it's bow locked or something. And it's like, oh, you need the bow? Okay, well, that's something else locked. And what was it? It was in 6 that I just dipped in and left immediately and went to 5. And of course, the bow was there. I was feeling behind and felt like I really needed to, pull punches and just try to do things, as quickly as possible and cut corners where possible. It just wasn't going to work out that way.
To be fair, the seed kind of had a bottleneck until you could pull out that power bracelet out of level 8 because you needed the power bracelet to get the recorder out of 4 that would allow you to get the bow out of 6.
Yeah, there were some definite, like I said, bottlenecks and routing issues, and it just seemed like everything was just locked up at the start. It's like, oh, this is bow locked, this is ladder blocked, this is recorder blocked. Everything is, behind that, and like you said, that recorder was bracelet locked, and that was, in 8. So I think that the other big thing is when I went into 4. I somehow just decided that, this is too difficult. Combat's going to be an issue. The only room I didn't go to from the start was right, and that's where the recorder was. So that would have saved like 3 or 4 trips to a couple of different dungeons, but details.
When I went to level 4, I started upward, and then I made my way over towards that northeast corner. So I was a little surprised when I found the Triforce over there, but then I came back in, and I'm like, oh, this is the item 1 room in, really?
Yeah, the first trip to 4, I also went to the northeast, and I believe I died in the Triforce room before getting it, and then didn't go back until I had visited like 5.
7.
5, 2, 7. All of the dungeons, and cleared everything out.
You actually had, once you picked up that red candle, there were quite a few rooms where you were putting it to really, really good use. Specifically, there was this one blue Lionel room, I think it was. I don't remember which level you were in, but you were making really good use of the red candle, keeping with your half-tile combat, and you managed to go ahead and clear it even without the red ring, which was really well done.
Yeah, I remember the room you're talking about. The nice thing about the red candle in a room like that is that it's already at like 10 FPS because of all the sprites. Now it's like 3 FPS. It's great. Turns out that's the key to really difficult combat. You have to just slow the game down to like 1/10 speed. Makes everything much easier.
I think I can agree with that one, especially if it lets you see those swords coming at you a little bit better.
Yeah, exactly. I think I only had like 1 or 2 hearts too, so any hit would have killed me. So that was probably the single best room of the entire seed. Too bad everything else was kind of hot garbage, but it is what it is.
Yeah,
well,
GG's for you for getting through this. This was an interesting seed, especially with all the Wizrobe Lionel dungeons combined.
Yeah, I agree. Again, as somebody who's really, really new to this, I've only done, like 5 or 6 races now at this point, and probably only 1 or 2 seeds beside that. Just any of those little skips, any of those little time saves, and just getting lucky here or there really makes a difference. Pulling that red ring when I did, I thought might have been a bit of an advantage, but again, it's all relative, and obviously the routing in other places was not great.
Yeah, you mentioned the blocks. Even the any key was key blocked pretty early on when both of you found it.
Yeah, like I said, just running around. I have a habit, not sure if it's the best approach or not, but I have a habit of trying to dig as best I can into a dungeon, even if I don't have a sword or don't have any weapons. Just, you never know what's laying around on the floor. It might be a heart container, might be, a white sword, could be anything laying around. So, but even keys or bombs, which I think I did pick up fairly quickly. Yeah, it just wasn't a lot of progress in dungeons early, unfortunately.
Yeah, like I said, the one you had to go to start getting progression was a Wizrobe and Lionel Heavy 8, and level 8 being as bulky as it was. Not necessarily the easiest dungeon to try to dig when you only got 3 or 4 hearts.
Yeah, exactly. And combat by far is my worst thing, aside from routing and like everything else I do. But yeah, any combat difficulty, whether it's low heart count, wood sword forever, or lack of money for blue ring or red ring or whatever, is going to be that much more challenging. And especially with a couple of difficult enemy sets, that was definitely making things tough in the early going.
Yeah, I give you props for getting through this one.
Oh, I appreciate it. And GG to you. Congrats on the win.
Yeah, good luck to you in week number 6. Have fun with it.
I really am. I kind of joined on a whim. Just saw a lot of other DWR folks join in, and it's like, oh, what the heck? I've played this once, and it took me 4 hours to finish. That's probably good enough, right? And it really has been fun.
Good. I'm glad you joined.
After all, that is the important part. But anyway, guys, any closing thoughts on the seed, the race, or what you're looking forward to next week?
I'm looking forward to fun.
I think that's a great thing.
Let's see. I think I'm looking forward to another race with Loto the hero.
Is that what your character was actually called? They were telling me it was King Lorik in chat.
Well, I mean the hero sprite is the Dragon Warrior hero, which I believe is Loto in the Japanese. King Lorik is the king. He never leaves the throne room except for that one time.
That's what I thought, but every so often I like to listen to chat.
Meh, chat. You can't rely on chat.
But anyway, I just want to go ahead and say thank you very much to our tracker, DW Magus, for pushing all the buttons and keeping us up to date. And big thanks to both of our runners for a really great race. And of course, thank you to Ferran for hanging out with me for the past couple of hours.
Well, that was the easy part.
Yeah, we didn't have to
And the
face
fun
any
part.
of these guys. Yeah. But if you want to go ahead and take us on out.
All right, well, thank you so much for tuning in here. Looking at how everything else is going, and it looks like there's a little bit of a break in the action. We're probably going to end up going over to SpeedGaming 3, as they're about 20 minutes into the Link to the Past Randomizer daily race. But stick around on the SpeedGaming networks, as coming up at the top of the hour, we have a pair of matchups coming your way. Bogey Smalls and Toasty Muffins. That is on Speed Gaming's main network. And over on Speed Gaming 4, Chess Jerk against XO. And the added bonus to that is you'll have me back on the mic for that. Or it could be an added deterrent, depending on how you feel about me. Either
I
way,
call it incentive.
Incentive, there we go. That's yeah, you got the bonus incentive of a second race being called by me here tonight. But enough grandstanding and hot dogging. Thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, for my broadcast partner, CD Improv, I'm Ferran Burgundy saying stay classy, my friends, and more importantly, stay safe.